A thin haze of smoke fills a dimly lit room, where the air itself feels heavy with unspoken intent. The Machiavellian mind, centuries old yet timelessly relevant, lurks in the whispers of power and manipulation. It is not merely a way of thinking, it is a weapon cloaked in civility. Like a silent blade, it cuts through trust, exposing raw human ambition. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance diplomat and writer, never intended to write a guide for evil, but history twisted his name into an emblem of cunning deceit. His work, The Prince, dissected power with surgical precision, reducing morality to a matter of utility. It is this brutal honesty that unsettled empires and seduced rulers alike. From kings to CEOs, his lessons endure. The Machiavellian mindset thrives in shadows, where empathy fades and strategy governs every move. To the untrained eye, such minds appear charming, confident, perhaps even noble. Yet beneath the calm exterior lies a calculus colder than ice. Every handshake, every smile, is a step in a larger game of control. It begins with observation, studying others not to understand, but to exploit. The Machiavellian watches people like pieces on a board, learning their impulses, fears, and desires. They mirror emotions flawlessly, gaining trust only to weaponize it later. The art of manipulation is, for them, not cruelty, but survival. Deception, to the Machiavellian mind, is not sin but strategy. Truth is flexible, molded to fit the needs of the moment. While ordinary minds cling to honesty as virtue, the Machiavellian wields lies like tools, precisely, efficiently. It is an economy of illusion, designed to achieve dominance without detection. Control, not chaos, is their altar. A true Machiavellian knows that power rarely requires force, it demands perception. If you appear powerful, people obey. If you appear kind, they trust. The illusion becomes reality, and through it, influence is secured without raising a sword or voice. Such a mind is neither emotional nor impulsive, it is deliberate. It waits patiently, engineering scenarios where others trap themselves. Their greatest victories are invisible, their manipulations unnoticed until it is too late. Cold logic rules where conscience once lived, and results become the only measure of morality. In relationships, Machiavellians are masters of persuasion, weaving affection and withdrawal to bind others to their will. The push and pull of attention becomes an intoxicating game. Victims lose sight of reality, mistaking control for love. Dark seduction masquerades as connection. Power, to such a mind, is not inherently political, it is psychological. It's the capacity to shape reality in another's mind, to determine what they see, feel, and believe. Through this mastery, one can conquer without armies, rule without crowns. The battlefield is perception itself. Machiavellians thrive in environments of uncertainty. They manipulate chaos like artists, turning confusion into opportunity. Where others panic, they analyze patterns, identifying leverage points. Every crisis reveals weakness in others, a chance to strike unseen. They exploit human nature's greatest flaw, predictability. Most people seek comfort, validation, and belonging, and these desires make them transparent. The Machiavellian reads these needs as easily as text, crafting responses that seem authentic. In truth, every word is bait, every gesture a lure. Over time, the mind of a Machiavellian becomes detached from emotional consequence. They no longer see people as friends or foes, only as assets or obstacles. This emotional sterilization ensures efficiency. Empathy is not absent, but selectively applied, used as camouflage. At the heart of this dark psychology lies the principle of manipulation through mimicry. By reflecting the personality and beliefs of others, the Machiavellian builds instant rapport. People trust those who seem like them, unaware they are gazing into a mirror designed to deceive. It is empathy inverted, used as a weapon. In modern society, the Machiavellian finds endless playgrounds, corporate hierarchies, political arenas, even digital spaces. Each presents the same opportunity, to control narratives, shape perceptions, and seize advantage. The tools have changed, but the principles remain ancient, ruthless, and surgical. Social media, now the grand stage of performance, rewards manipulation over authenticity. The Machiavellian understands this innately, presenting carefully curated versions of self. They engineer emotions with algorithms and aesthetics. The masses scroll, unaware they dance to an invisible tune. Unlike the impulsive narcissist or chaotic psychopath, the Machiavellian operates with intention. Every act serves a purpose, no matter how trivial it appears. Their calmness under pressure is mistaken for morality. In truth, it is control refined to art. The foundation of this mindset rests on three pillars: strategy, adaptability, and indifference. Strategy defines the path, adaptability ensures survival, and indifference shields from reflection. Together, they form an unbreakable architecture of power. To dismantle it requires awareness that most never achieve. They see emotion not as weakness but as a tool, especially when it belongs to others. Fear, guilt, pride, all are currencies in their psychological economy. By investing in the feelings of others, they harvest compliance. It's commerce of the soul, traded in subtle gestures and whispered promises. Loyalty, to a Machiavellian, is conditional. It exists only while useful. Once a relationship no longer yields advantage, it dissolves without remorse. Efficiency replaces attachment, leaving behind a trail of puzzled admirers and broken connections. But even this mindset carries a cost. The perpetual control, the endless vigilance, it corrodes the self from within. The more one manipulates, the less one belongs. In mastering others, the Machiavellian often forfeits peace, condemned to live in perpetual distrust. Yet society rewards this archetype. From politics to entertainment, cunning and confidence are celebrated as virtue. The line between leadership and manipulation blurs. Many admire what they should fear, confusing dominance for wisdom. Truly understand the Machiavellian is to confront the darker architecture of human ambition. For some, his teachings are justification for tyranny; for others, they are lessons in resilience. The truth lies in how one wields them, whether to build or to devour. The Machiavellian code teaches one central lesson: morality bends to necessity. When survival or success is at stake, ethics become optional. This ruthless pragmatism unsettles those who cling to ideals, yet history rewards those willing to cross moral lines discreetly. Look through history's dark corridors. Emperors, generals, moguls, all mastered the subtle psychology of manipulation. Their reigns were not sustained by power alone, but by control of perception. Fear and reverence became indistinguishable. The people believed, therefore they obeyed. In corporate warfare, the Machiavellian thrives in boardrooms instead of battlefields. Words replace swords, contracts replace conquests. They maneuver through politics with the precision of chess, moving pieces long before others know they're even playing. Science now names this trait as part of the dark triad, alongside narcissism and psychopathy. But the Machiavellian differs; their darkness is cloaked in reason. They are not driven by ego or chaos, but by design. Their villainy is structured, efficient, and terrifyingly rational. To protect yourself from such minds, awareness is your armor. Learn to read patterns of manipulation, the subtle shifts in tone, the calculated charm. Once seen, their illusion weakens. Perception becomes defense, and ignorance, the greatest vulnerability. Yet, one question remains: is a touch of Machiavellian thinking truly evil, or simply necessary? In a world driven by competition, total honesty can be costly. Maybe the Machiavellian mind only reflects the reality most refuse to accept, that fairness is a myth whispered to the powerless. Still, those who live entirely by these principles often end isolated, mistrusted, feared. The throne they build stands tall but empty. Power without peace becomes its own prison. The crown of control grows heavier with every deceit. Psychologists warn that excessive Machiavellian traits drain empathy, corroding relationships and self-worth. The brain rewires itself to prioritize outcomes over emotions. What begins as strategy can end as addiction to control, a quiet descent into manipulation for its own sake. Every era births new Machiavellians, the quiet masterminds of politics, technology, and media. They disguise control as benevolence, domination as progress. Even now, behind digital screens, someone calculates your next click. Influence has evolved, but the blueprint remains identical. The allure of this mindset lies in its promise of power without vulnerability. But true mastery is not about deception, it's about discernment. To understand manipulation is not to embrace it but to transcend it, to wield awareness as protection instead of weapon. The Machiavellian mind will always exist, hidden, adaptive, powerful. It mirrors our darkest potential, the shadow we rarely acknowledge. Learning its nature is not a pursuit of evil but of clarity. For in the end, only light understands the purpose of darkness. So, when you next encounter charm laced with strategy, empathy mixed with control, pause. Listen beyond their words, study their motives, weigh their timing. You may have just glimpsed the Machiavellian mind in motion, a silent architect shaping the fate of others. The Machiavellian mindset is not bound by time or place, it is the dark heartbeat of ambition itself. It whispers that power belongs to those willing to bend reality. Whether you resist or succumb defines more than strategy, it reveals the essence of who you truly are.